dealt with some injuries up front, which haven't allowed them to stay kind of MC. George Kittle when he was in there. Now it's got to be Pearsall Robinson.
Over the middle there, good throw and catch. It's Todd who lost the football. It's picked up by Julian Love. Seattle's got it. Oh, what a start.
Traded for last year from the Rams. Incredible season, another game-changing play for the Seahawks defense.
Roquan Smith, they needed someone to kind of get things going out there, be a great run stopper. Well, there, Darnold, pressure, all the way. He is sacked for a big loss by Malik Mustafa, the safety.
They're just trying to challenge it. Ends up being play action. Then he beats Walker to the inside. But he never breaks stride, and he's a very fast guy. Darnold has no idea that he's kind of tracking him down with that
league in sacks, so they got to get creative like that. Now Darnold backed up, throws one deep, has a man, and it's Cooper Kupp right at the sticks. He gets it right back with a beautiful throw.
So Green, again, you send someone to the flat, it's JSN, and that Kupp behind it. And Green just gets a little nosy, doesn't quite have the width that he needs. And a perfect throw.
Darnold, pressure, sets up an incomplete pass. No one there.
Little bend but don't break, but then all of a sudden they just show up out of nowhere and make a play for a stop, just like they did on the 3rd and 1 on the first drive, forcing the field goal.
Second down for Darnold. Pressure from the outside. Steps up and throws one deep, and there's a collision and a flag. Marquise Siegel ran into Rashid.
In for Jair Brown. Shaheed beats Mustafa on the crossing route.
Number 36.
Siegel ends up just running through Shaheed. They got to pull it together. They need a big gun check ASAP. What a start, and you try to come up with something creative if you're Kyle Shanahan. Hand it to Juszczyk, run the option up, but it just gets struck.
Down and goal. Yeah, just such a wave, right? The opening kickoff and then the
win last week in Philly, and then you get on the plane to fly home, and you have a good week of practice, and you think, okay, we're playing a division rival. We're going to just kind of have advantages, and they haven't been able to kind of stem the tide to this point.
Second goal. Fake. Darnold. Looking, firing, end zone. It is caught!
Wow. Leading receiver this year. What a throw by Darnold on the run. Only where he could put it in front of Luter. Drags has really come on. And in the playoff moments, man, making tutties, making catches, doesn't feel much better than that.
Extra point is up, and it is good. It has been a storm in Seattle for the 40. And Moore into the end zone will take a knee. So on that touchdown, Diamond or Lenore, or make that up.
The JSN on Luter on the bottom part of the screen, and watch the safety Siegel. He just gets caught in no man's land. I'm not sure why he's coming up there in the end zone. He should kind of sink, but because he kind of disappears to the front of the end zone, JSN gets behind it. And yeah.
Now that's something to settle it down. Purdy. Pressure, they set up a screen. McCaffrey's got a good block. And a good move for McCaffrey. He's got a first down.
Offensively, it's just got to start chipping away. There's no 17-point touchdown. It's one play at a time. And look, you can't, against this defense,
McCaffrey. And not much there. We just saw Purdy trying to play, change the play. Tell the viewer.
Any adjustments late, it's hard to change plays. It's hard to audible. Everything feels hard. Look at Juszczyk and Jennings at the top. There's no one sure you communicate everything in the huddle.
Second and long, blitz is coming. Purdy underneath has a completion, and McCaffrey is tackled immediately by Devin Witherspoon, who had another Pro Bowl season, his 3rd this year.
A great 3rd down offense, 1st in the league. But definitely, this is an important one for them to try to get a little momentum. They got some time.
Four-man rush. Purdy pressure. Steps away. Being chased. Throws it back. He's got a man open. It is caught by Tonjes. What a play.
He knows he's got man. He's just got crossing routes. Now he steps up in the pocket and sees Tonjes. I never advise any quarterback. He's taking the calculated risk at this point, down 17.
McCaffrey gets the pitch up the middle, not much. This defensive front, Tom, they basically, you know what they're going to do. For the most part, they have four guys on the line, run or pass, but the guys they have there are just out
front. The defensive linemen and linebackers to shed blocks, destroy blocks, and make plays in the run game. They're so elite, but they stop the run with those big guys inside. Very suffocating for an offense.
There's McCaffrey on the catch. Good shake and move for McCaffrey, who's right around the marker. Should have a first down. We'll see where they hook in receptions.
It's unbelievable the volume of yards, production, catches, rushes that he accounts for this team. He's just an absolute workhorse. Field is the most vulnerable spot. You're going to have to take those throws all day.
Yeah, we get a whistle. 49ers use their first timeout. And while they do that, we'll be right back after this message from State Farm.
One packed in. That's what happens when you have 68,000 screaming fans. That is tight as a huddle as you're ever going to see in the NFL, but that's the only...
There's Purdy. He has time. Looking deep, throwing that way. It's high and incomplete. He had Jennings there, but could not connect.
Coach, if he started out here, the corner stayed out, so he knows it's zone. So they run a zone concept, a high 7 by Robinson, and then you got Jennings, just a smidge off.
Purdy floats it incomplete. Just had some pressure in his face. Who did he have?
Yeah, he had DeMarcus Robinson on the left side of the screen, but he got kind of flushed. This is part of this defense. They win in a lot of areas. They win in their pass rush, forces the quarterback to throw.
You okay?
No. I'm glad I'm up here with you. That's what I'm very happy about.
Third and long. Purdy looking. Throwing. McCaffrey's got a way to go, and he's taken down short. Excellent tackle. That settle it down will feel good.
Yeah, smart decision. We can go out there and stop him on defense.
Here's Eddie Pinheiro. 40 yards away from him. And this kick is up and perfect. He's had a great year for the Niners. So
I love Sherm. He was such a great player. Had a teammate of his in Tampa. What a player.
Shaheed up the middle had a 95-yard return. I was going to say, you mad, bro? I was going to go back there. You know,
yeah, best. And then, you know, we had a very memorable win against him. He got me early. Of course, I came into this stadium not quite knowing what the Legion of Pete Carroll, the coach, had him just fired up every game. Just a tremendous defense.
Here's Donald back on offense. Get the run game with Charbonnet outside and gets hit after a 2-yard gain. 95 yards. I had to wait a smidge because there was a flag right here. So everyone's like, we think it's a touchdown, but the flag was on that attempted trip. And when that happens, to start
8 seconds, that is a very unsettling feeling for a head coach.
Darnold. That sets it up to Walker. Nice move. Kenneth Walker. Boy, that looked like it was going nowhere. He turned into a nice game. Going to make it a 3rd down and 2.
You see JSN making his plays. They mix their personnel groupings. It just forces the defense to play every Seahawks offense all year.
On the fake, Darnold has some time. Lets it rip. Going deep, and it's incomplete. He tried to hit another horrific. The rookie for the 49ers. And
yeah, nice coverage. The other 2 guys on that.
But 49ers force a punt. Michael Dixon on to do it for Seattle. High, booming punt. Look at this. Angle down at the 5. Man, that was a gem.